Paul, you've just put out more good news. How about we start there?
Yeah, sure. I mean, again, we've been pretty aggressive since the last time we spoke. We've continued our trenching program. We completed the drilling program, as you're aware. But I think the main focus is really what we've been doing on the ground in terms of trenching. So we just recently put out some new results from both the Jagger Zone and the Kadie Zone. So the Kadie Zone is a new zone. It's actually very exciting for us. It's a zone that lies just to the west of the Jagger Zone. And we put out some numbers a few weeks ago. We got in one of the trenches, we got over 11 meters of 5.16 grams per ton in one zone. And then a second zone, again, about 11 meters in length, that was just over 1.27 grams per ton. And we followed that up with a release we just put out on Tuesday morning where we got more good numbers. Again, 10 meters at 2.27 grams per ton. Another trench, we got 4 meters at over 5 grams per ton. And what it's really done is it's really elevated our understanding of the Kadie Zone and has really brought that into what we would consider to be a drill-ready target for us as we move forward with our exploration program.
So, Paul, you're in one of the most prolific gold producing places in the world. And, you put together, you've amassed a group of rock stars in the geology world to go after the gold. You've put out two news releases back on back here, all with very good results. Is
Yep.
there anything that's going offside for you, or is it going pretty much as you had planned?
No, I think it's going very well for us. I think a lot of these things that we're finding are what we would expect to find in this type of environment. We brought in a structural expert who spent 7 years working at the Yore mine. He spent 3 weeks on the property. He's really helped us elevate our understanding structurally of what's going on. And I think with that understanding and the results we're getting, everything is kind of lining up the way we were hoping it to be. I mean, this is a very prospective belt of rocks. We're in a great location, and yeah, things are going extremely well for us at the moment.
And it's this Kadie Zone is drill ready, is where you're getting it to right now. Is that correct?
Yeah, so the Kadie Zone is what we released some results on. Again, the last couple of releases were focused on the Kadie Zone. It's a brand new zone for us that we've elevated to the drill stage because of the results have been, very, very good. So yeah, we're very excited to get to move on with that. We're going to do a little bit more trenching on it just to confirm our hypothesis, basically. But really, it's drill ready in my mind, and we're working towards setting up, new drill plan to take that zone into account.
And the Jagger share zone. Okay, it's
Mhm.
longer than you expected. Did I read that properly?
Yeah, again, I think the results we've just put out and from this release and some results from the previous release have confirmed that 1.4 kilometer extent that we now know it exists over, where we've drilled it and trenched it. I think the important thing that we did on this last release was that there was a couple of gaps within the zone itself where we weren't able to get to just because of logistical reasons. We were able to push some roads in there. We did some more trenching on it. And that's really confirmed where we were hoping it was going to be between two drill areas. There's about a 400 meter gap in there. And we've actually seen now the rock on surface through trenching. So again, the geochemical technique, looking at geochemical highs and then trenching is proving to be the right technique here for us to do our exploration work on.
And so, Paul, you've been through a couple of hailstorms or maelstorms in the market over the years. Why should investors that are looking for amazing opportunities move Kobo to the top of their list?
Well, I think we are an amazing opportunity. I mean, I really believe based on, what we're finding on the ground, what our drilling is telling us, the structural environment they're in, our proximity to a mine that's literally 9.5 kilometers by road from our key targets to their process facility. Our job is to go out there and find as many ounces as we can find. We believe we've got the potential to find more than 1 million ounces on this property. If we are able to do that, then we believe that there's going to be some association with the mine next door. However, what that looks like, I can't tell you at the moment, but it makes sense. I mean, there's no point us, having to spend $300 million building a mine when there's already the infrastructure in place. So I think the key things from Kobo's perspective is that we have a brand new unexplored target that we're having some great results on. We've got great logistics, great location, and I think the market needs to stay tuned. I think we're going to be very successful for the next year and a half.
Well, we're certainly following you, Paul. And of course, you can be drilling West Africa. You don't have to shut down for the winter. What
Yep.
should we anticipate next? You're certainly putting news releases out on a regular basis.
Yeah, and we hope to continue to do that. I mean, we're going to be again continuing this trenching program. We've got a few more targets that we're going to look at and just firm up some of the ones that we already know about. But really, we're working towards a drill program. We're looking at bringing in at least one, possibly two diamond drills. Again, I don't know the exact timing on that yet, but it'll certainly be sometime end of this year, or I believe early next year. And at that point, our plan would be to drill this thing in more detail and come up with some kind of resource estimate for the project. Again, depending on when we start drilling and how long it takes us, but we anticipate having a resource estimate, I would hope by the third or fourth quarter of next year.
Well, Paul, we really appreciate the update. As always, it's a real pleasure, and we're all watching gold. So thank you.
Thank you, Tracy. Good speaking with you again.